From the heavens high above, you brought a message down with love. Through the messages you chose.
Kick off with Buddy Govender.
Only the darkness knows. يا رحمتك يا رحمتك every heart lost its way, found its path in what you gave.
Kick Off with Buddy Govender is brought to you by First Fitness, Durban's premier boutique gym.
Kick off with Buddy Govender.
And only the darkness knows. يا رحمتك يا رحمتك أنت الرحمن أنت الرحيم أرسلت الهدى للعالمين
Indeed, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's 10 minutes after 3 o'clock. You with me, Buddy Govender, right here on your favorite space on the airways, Radio Al Ansar. Welcome to another action-packed afternoon of sport powered by First Fitness. You are live on Radio Al Ansar. We've got an exciting show lined up for you today. We are live on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, on the Al Ansar app, so you can get in there and have a look at what we look like on this Saturday afternoon. Well, from football to rugby to cricket to Formula One to MMA, we got all the latest sporting news, and I'll be covering it all and more. So sit back, relax. Let's get ready for a thrilling afternoon of sport.
One Jannah one day, peace one day, no more pain, no more grief. One day we'll be free.
Powered by First Fitness is kickoff every Saturday from 3 to 4, and of course Sunday, inshallah, from 4 to 5 p.m. The top stories making waves on kickoff today. We got exciting Premier League clashes. Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, they face off in an epic local football clash. The Springboks all ready to face Japan. The Proteas, well, they got to do it all over again. It's 1-1 at the moment. So the third game is going to be the most important one as the winner takes it all. I've got all the latest stuff from the world of golf and, of course, basketball as well. And as a bonus today, we've got an interview with a very, very promising youngster, Mr. Rida Parak. He's right here in the studio with his parents, and we're going to be talking about his trip so far in terms of swimming and where he is going to be going to. I can tell you, watch out for that name in the future. It is going to be one of those that, pardon the pun, will be making waves.
The world I chase a prayer, they build with gold, I build with care. With every loss I face below, a seed of stubborn begins to grow.
As I said, we are live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook on the Al Ansar app. So you can get on there, click on it, and you can get live into the studio, live pictures as well. Well, if you're visiting Durban, welcome to Durban. Stay safe. Do enjoy the shows with us. Join us as we will travel the sporting world, picking up all the latest in the sporting news, game previews, and reviews. Inshallah, also tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, coffee, tea, me, you. We're going to be having breakfast together. That's the Sunday morning breakfast edition, talking about Sunday shenanigans. And, of course, opening the curtain to a beautiful Sunday morning for you. And then tomorrow afternoon, inshallah, 4 to 5, I'll bring you up to date with the world of sport between now and then. What more can you ask? On Radio Al Ansar, we've got it all.
Fire, but still I crawl with your desire. this world will fade like morning.
The WhatsApp number into the studio 060-904-1056. WhatsApp 060-904-1056. If you'd like to make a comment or anything sport related, you're more than welcome to do so as well. Hey, if you fancy, you can also follow me on Instagram at Buddy Govender. You can catch up with me, see what I'm up to, and of course, you're more than welcome to share my world.
One day we'll be free. Eternal.
Well, there's huge football games on today as we speak, but right now there's a game that's on 10 minutes into it. It's a Spanish La Liga clash. Real Vallecano are taking on Villarreal 10 minutes into it, 0-0. Let me tell you what's coming up over the next couple of hours. In the Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid will take on Sevilla. Real Sociedad Athletic Club, Real Madrid play Valencia. That's a 10 o'clock kickoff this evening. Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, that's the pick of the bunch in South Africa this week. That is a massive game. That is going to be one of those that really you should take notice of. Moving around into the English Premier League, we've got some exciting games, and I'll tell you more about that as we go through. Well, in the English Premier League, at 5 o'clock, Brighton and Hove Albion will host Leeds United. Burnley entertain Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Fulham, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Nottingham Forest, Manchester United. At 7:30, Tottenham Hotspur will face Chelsea. And at 10 o'clock tonight, Liverpool will play Aston Villa.
الشكوى للإله ولا بأمر كل شيء هو ربي وتعيق فيه يا ربي تقويني مجروح فيني ولدي وريني هذا لي فيك يا ربي تقويني مجروح فيني ولدي وريني.
Well, let's move to cricket. Not good news for South Africa. Siam Ayub scored an unbeaten 71 as Pakistan beat South Africa by 9 wickets to level the three-match T20 series at 1 apiece. 9 wickets, that's not really a beating, that's a thrashing. Well, earlier, Pakistan's Fahim Ashraf took 4 for 23 as the visitors were bowled out for 110 after 19.2 overs, and that match was played out in Lahore, Pakistan. New Zealand, they chased down 223 to beat England by 2 wickets in the third and final ODI to complete a series clean sweep.
He walked with so much grace. Do you know about him? His smile was place. Do you know about him? Even his enemies will praise.
Well, as I said a bit early on, we've got an interview lined up, and the youngster is in the studio at the moment. It is Rida Parak, and he is one of those promising swimmers coming out of Durban. And of course, we're going to be chatting to him and find out about him and how's his training and what inspires him and where he is aiming to go to. We're going to be chatting to him in a bit.
How profit the mercy of mankind.
Apparently, the Bayern Munich's Allianz Arena is set to host the 2028 Champions League final after becoming the sole candidate for the event. There's so many stadiums in and around Europe at the moment that are really world-class. And I think they've got really to pick any of the stadiums all over the countries there in Europe, and they've got something that's really special. But the Allianz Arena, absolutely world-class. And the 2028 Champions League final is scheduled to be hosted there. Well, there you go. We're going to chat to the youngster. And may I say, maybe change that from youngster to youngstar, Mr. Rida Parak. Assalamu alaikum, Rida. How are you, young man?
Walaikum assalam. I am absolutely amazing. I've been doing great.
Excellent. Nice to have you in the studio. I'm always seeing you here and about, but finally we got you down. We're going to be talking about your swimming and how you got started, what inspires you, where you're going to with the swimming and stuff like that. Firstly, tell us a little bit about Rita. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old at the moment, a grade 10 from Westfield Boys High School. And I'm a competitive swimmer.
Okay, well done. 16 years old. Absolutely brilliant to see a youngster really standing on the fringes of good things, and it's going to take hard work to get there, but that's exactly what you need. Hard work is the way to go. Firstly, Rita, what was the first thing that drew you to swimming, and how old were you when you first started swimming?
Well, I don't think there was anything that really drew me to swimming. It was more so that I enjoyed it so much that I really just wanted to keep doing it. Because from a young age, when I started learning to swim, I played every sport.
Okay.
But once I got into it, I just really, really enjoyed it. And I started swimming competitively at a high performance stage at the age of 9.
Okay, so 9 years old.
Yes.
And were you coached by anyone in particular at that time?
From a young age, her name was Melanie Pretorius. She was a very, very good competitive swimmer within South Africa. She qualified for the Olympics, but unfortunately did not go.
Okay.
And at the moment in time, my present club, I train for Petra Nokia, and she happens to be my high school coach too.
Excellent. Well, there you go. You got you in good hands, I'm sure. But I know for a fact that your dad, Reyes, was one of those mid-mast swimmers.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that and how that may have influenced you in a little way.
Well, definitely growing up seeing my dad swimming the mid-mar, probably one of the biggest events within the country, it definitely influenced me a lot because I thought that was quite amazing.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't a swimmer, he still did it regardless.
Absolutely. And you did quite good at it as well.
Fairly well.
Absolutely. So when was it that you realized that the swimming thing is a little bit more than a hobby now?
Well, I think once I made it into grade 4, I realized after looking up to all the seniors that were above me that the world of swimming was much larger than just training. And from that point, I realized I really had to just put work in to achieve what I wanted, because obviously I had really big goals at the time.
Okay. Your biggest inspiration, maybe in the pool or maybe just in life as such?
Well,
who is it that made you really, want to aspire to do better?
Well, I guess throughout the years, it has changed a lot, varying from obviously my father to Chad Leclerc. But at the moment in time, there's a very young swimmer, you could say, a French swimmer. His name's Leon Marchand. And he broke about 4 world records at the Olympics this year at the age of 20. And I think that just inspired me because at such a young age, being able to break world records that have been set for so many years is just amazing.
Absolutely. And I know you said your father was one of those inspiration, Chad Leclerc, so you're throwing around big names here. Who is one of the people that you would like to swim alongside with? It's, maybe one day you have an opportunity to swim alongside him. Maybe not competitively, but just maybe for that person to give you some coaching and inspiration as such. Anyone in particular?
Well, there is a South African swimmer. His name is Peter Kutsia. He's a 19-year-old from Joburg, and he's a backstroker just like me at the moment in time. And I would really, really like to swim with him, or just as a teammate.
Okay.
In general.
I was coming to that one. What's your favorite stroke?
Well, I am an all-rounder, but my favorite is most definitely backstroke.
Okay. Prefer open water or pools?
Definitely pools.
Why not open water?
I'm afraid of dark water.
You're afraid of it?
Yeah.
Okay, we won't go there, but have you ever heard of Mark Spitz?
No.
Oh, Rita, I encourage you to go back and actually go home and Google Mark Spitz, 1972. So I was 12 years old in 1972. Mark Spitz won 7 Olympic gold medals in 8 days.
That is crazy.
7 Olympic medals in 8 days. Isn't that just unbelievable? He set a world record, though, in 4 of the individual races and 3 relay races.
That is quite an achievement.
So I would like you to go and look at that guy and actually see Mark Spitz, really one of those that inspired me as a youngster, as a swimmer as well, because I also was a swimmer, about open water and pool. But I'm interested in finding out, what does a typical training week look like for you?
Well, it's a pretty hectic week. From Monday through to Saturday, it's morning and afternoon, 4 times a week, and it consists of 1 gym session. Normally the sessions are about 1.5 to 2 hours long every day, with Sunday being my break day.
Okay. Life's not easy at the top, so you got to get there. You got to make sure you put your head down, and I can see you are certainly doing that with the backing of your parents as well. And I think you're going to go a long way. But how do you balance out your school life, your social life, and your competitive swimming?
Well, to be truthfully honest, balancing it out is nearly impossible. There are some things that I have to sacrifice with my very heavy schedule and path that I've chosen. And unfortunately, trying to balance out my academics, or fortunately, trying to balance out my academics and swimming, it leads me to sacrifice my social life. Obviously, but along the way, I've met a lot of people who have similar schedules. So we are able to fit in that little social, fun here and there. But maintaining marks and swimming, it's purely just a balance. If I need to study, I'll skip a training session. Obviously, I'll never skip a test for swimming, but if I have to skip school for gala, I will. So it's purely just balancing out everything.
Absolutely. Rita, I asked you that question, and I know exactly how it was, because I was there as well. Having been a young footballer at about 16, knowing that I was going to become a professional, 17, 18, I was already a professional footballer. There was no social life. It was the odd fun here and there. So all my friends had good times, and I was going to training. But at the end of the day, what I got out of it was totally different from what they got out of life. You have that knowledge of having played at the top level or swam at the best level, done those things. So I can assure you, as somebody that's been down that path, it's worth it. It's worth it. And you know what? You're special. Not to say the others are not, but put your head down, and I'm sure you're going to go all the way. Balancing school, social, and competitive swimming or competitive sport is not easy. It's not easy. But then again, isn't it become now like a way of life for you?
Most definitely.
You don't think about training. You just move towards it.
It's just it's become a habit every day.
Absolutely. But training is not easy. What's the toughest part of your training, and how do you push through it?
Well, it's probably the morning trainings during winter. Obviously, the pool's cold, the weather's cold, it's rainy, miserable. And I just sort of stop thinking. I cut everything out of my head, stop all the thoughts, because the moment I start thinking I don't want to do it, then I've already lost the mind game that I'm playing with myself. Because swimming is a mind game. It's a very big one. And I guess that's how I keep pushing.
Absolutely. I'm thinking of a time when I was even a footballer as well, and I would go to training and it's pouring with rain. Bucketing down. You're sitting in your car and you think to yourself, oh my word, look at this weather. And all you got to say to yourself, like you said, it's a mindset. You got to say, all right, brilliant weather for football, and jump out and go and train, and you're soaking wet. So there again, it's not easy, but I'm sure that you've got a way of motivating yourself.
Yes.
Talking to yourself. And do you do that when you're swimming though? Do you talk to yourself?
Well, I think swimming's a very lonely sport. So there's a lot of talking to myself.
That's where I was getting to. Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes I start to think I'm really like losing my mind. But I think before gala or something, I'll give myself some pep talks. Think about what I can achieve if I do put in 100%.
Absolutely. Do you use visualization?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
That is the most important thing in swimming, and I think in any sport, to be exact. And that's actually what my coach tells me every single time. It's become a repeat every gala, every training session, visualize what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And well, when it comes to swimming, obviously you can't visualize the match. You have to visualize your race, not who's next to you, not
That's right.
who's in front of you, your race.
How are you going to pace yourself out? you know?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an important part of it is talking to yourself and visualizing things. I'm sure you've probably visualized already you standing on that number one thing with them giving you the Olympic gold
Yes,
medal.
100%.
Because I'm saying that because if you can think it and believe it,
You can
make it happen. If you don't think about it, if you don't believe it, it's never going to happen. So think about it, believe in yourself, and I'm sure that's going to happen. Now, I know you've been taking part in many races and events and galas and meets. Maybe tell us one or two of your proud moments in your sport, in your swimming career thus far.
Well, there was a time in 2023 where I got selected to go in a touring team with a junior South African swimming team. That was probably one of my biggest swimming moments when I've realized that I've made it countrywide and not just in KZN.
And where was it to?
Angola. That was my first trip.
That's a great experience, isn't it?
It was a lovely experience.
And you're probably amongst other swimmers as well, elite swimmers,
Yes.
and that just boosts you.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The feeling of just traveling on a plane
Yeah.
is amazing.
Out the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. Out the country. That's it. Well, we're talking to youngster Rida Parak, Westford Boys, one of the swimmers to watch out for in the future. And we'll be chatting more about how it goes down in his training and how he manages life between being grade 10 and competitive swimming as well. It's now 29 minutes after 3 o'clock. You're with me, Buddy Govender. This is Radio Al Ansar. It's kickoff time.
اللهم صل على محمد اللهم صل على سيدي 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 اللهم صل على محمد
See, I don't need no reason. You provide there were some hard times. We were living some dark lives. We did not know where we're supposed to be. We did not know what we're supposed to be. You took the time out to teach us so that the guidance reach us and you know we're praying. Muhammad, ya Rasulullah. عليك وسلم المولى محمد عليك وسلم
30 minutes after 3 o'clock. It's a kickoff. I can tell you, let's get some of the results. Thank you very much for all the messages that are coming in as well. Let me have a look at that and see where we are with the messages. Brother Faiz, he says, I told you, I fear Crystal Palace. Look what they did to Liverpool in the English Premier League. Plus, Arsenal are playing a 15 and 17-year-old. It's going to be nail-biting. Hope that Spurs, Chelsea draw 1-1. Great memories last night's show, the Casbah. Thank you very much, my brother. It was a great show last night indeed. But, Crystal Palace certainly didn't look overawed by Liverpool. Liverpool really looked shocking there. But wasn't that just brilliant? I love it when teams play a 15-year-old or a 17-year-old. That would never happen here in South Africa. But in England, they are confident of their youngsters. And what it does to that 15 and 17-year-old is enormous in terms of confidence. So Indeed, well done to Arsenal for that there. That's so, yes, my brother. Yeah, he says, Mashallah program as always. Top show last night. Thank you very much. He says he loves swimming. He learnt at a young age, and he says he's an open water swimmer. And he said, okay, we'll leave the advice part, but you can read it there. and maybe for good reason, he says sharks are attracted to it. Okay. And you can see who he supports. Manchester United. That's my brother Arshad. Indeed. Thank you very much to Sister Sarah Bibi Mustafa, Sister Momin. Thank you very much for that. And also to Sister Rukeya. Thank you for those messages.
محمد يا رسول الله صلى عليك وسلم المولى محمد.
Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, that game has just kicked off. Orbit College and Magesi, that also has kicked off, both of those 0-0. I'll let you know how that goes. But there's been a goal in the Spanish La Liga. Villarreal are 1-0 up against Real Vallecano. 29 minutes on that particular one. Villarreal 1, Real Vallecano 0. Well, tomorrow is the World Cup final between the Indian ladies and the South African women. Whoa, what a thing. The first South African team, men or women, to make a World Cup final in terms of cricket from South Africa. It's going to be a brilliant one. And also, India have never won the World Cup as well. So we're going to get a brand new winner of that World Cup. India being runners-up twice before will certainly want to do the business again, as they did against Australia the other day. What a great performance there from those Indian ladies. That's going to be a great one. Tomorrow on the show, we'll pick that one up and tell you how it is going. India versus South African women in the Cricket World Cup final.
غير فضلك يا ربي ما رحمة غير نورك يا ربي ما منفذة يا ربنا يا ربنا.
Well, there's quite a few international rugby games on today. England will take on Australia. This is all men. South Africa, or the Springboks, will take on in Japan. And that game's played in London, the London Stadium. And Scotland, the US of A. And Ireland will take on New Zealand. So there's, that sort of rugby games coming up as well. And there's a message coming in from Sharifa. And I think that's for you, Rida. It says, brilliant, mashallah, boy, you make us so proud. Isn't that just a lovely message? Thank you very much there from Sharifa for that one. Lovely message. Well, last night in the English Championship, Kiefer Moore scored a hat-trick in the second half as Wrexham came from a goal down to defeat Coventry 3-2 at home. In the Spanish La Liga last night, Getafe, they got back-to-back league wins with a 2-1 victory over Girona, thanks to strikes from Mario Martins and Borja Mayoral. Thank you also to Sister Sarah Adams. She wants to say she was listening to the show last night. It was a beautiful show. And she says, even I'm worried about Liverpool. I pray that they get back on track again. Well, what can we do? They got to get back on track again, indeed. That's how it goes in football. You have your ups and you have your downs. When you're up, it's all good. But the important thing is when you're down is how you come back from that. That's the difference between being a champion and just being one of those. We're talking to Rida Parak, a young swimmer out of Durban from Westville Boys. Rida, you gave us a nice insight into your training. Where do you train?
I actually train at Westville Boys High.
Okay.
That has been my training club for about 8 years now.
Okay. You spoke about the morning training session. What time is that?
Usually it starts at 5:30, not too early this year. And it ends at about 6:45 due to school. Otherwise, on holidays, 7 o'clock. So
So you go to swimming, and then straight from there you go to school.
Yes, straight from there.
Okay. Aren't you hungry after you train?
Well, my mother,
Mm.
the best person, she packs me some amazing lunch.
I'm sure she
after.
does. I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does. So that keeps you going for the day.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. How do you stay focused before a big gala? So you got a gala coming up. There's all other things happening. You may have a test or an exam. How do you actually focus on the gala and still keep everything else in check?
Well, again, going back to that visualization of everything, I try to streamline all my thoughts towards focusing on only that gala. And I just try to keep my mind on training. The more I focus on training, the less I have to worry about other things. And I think that's basically how I keep myself ready for the gala.
Okay. And do the kids sort of look at you as like a star at school?
Well, I mean, a lot of them have nicknames,
Yeah.
the swimmer, water boy,
So what's your nickname?
swimmer.
Swimmer.
Because,
And the teachers?
well, a lot of the teachers like me because I'm a swimmer.
Mm.
Not so much the part that I miss school because of swimming, but
Okay.
more so because of what my swimming's done.
Okay. Probably what you've done for the school as well.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you have sort of a routine? Like, as a footballer, we do certain things, or sports people do things in a routine. If you've won a gala before, then you try and do it. You do everything the same way what you did that time at the next gala. You put maybe, for instance, you put your right boot on before you put your left boot on. Footballers have some crazy rituals. Do you as a swimmer have anything to do with that? Like put your goggles on just before you put your cap on, or you got a favorite?
Well, there are a lot of rituals that we do before gala and before race. So before the gala, we have our warm-up, our normal warm-up. And the ritual is you never warm up in your racing suit. We don't know why, it just is. Racing in a wet costume isn't the best thing. So that's partially why it's a ritual. And because the racing suits are quite hard to get on, we tend to put them on right as the gala starts. So even if that means we sit for 5 hours with our racing suits on, it's just getting the feel into it. And that's basically before the gala. But as we're about to jump into the race, it's definitely goggles underneath the cap. It is a must.
Okay, underneath.
It has to be underneath.
Yeah. Okay. And you spoke about the you don't train or warm up with your swimming outfit on.
Yes.
Is that because maybe it's wet and there's more drag?
Well, it's not that it's more drag, it's just very uncomfortable.
Okay.
So when you obviously wearing such a tight outfit or suit, it has to be comfortable. Because if your body's uncomfortable, obviously you swim.
Yeah, of course.
Your swim isn't so great.
Okay. Have you ever felt that you're standing on that box now, but you're just not feeling right?
Basically every gala. It's I think it's just pre-gala nerves. And it happens even before I even get onto the block. Like it's like negative thoughts. Like you start getting butterflies in your stomach or in your chest, and it's like you're nervous. Even if it's a small gala, not even a big one, you get nervous. And we don't know why.
Do you know that's a good thing? Can I tell you why? Because it's like an exam. No matter how well prepared you are for it, if you don't feel that butterflies before the teacher says you may begin, something's wrong. It's like that is it. It's how you deal with that. That's important. And I think you know what I mean.
Yes.
So you have all those negative thoughts. And when it comes to just before you dip, you clear it out. You now just focus on what's ahead of you.
Well, talking about trying to understand that, I think another ritual that we do is we always go to the bathroom before a race, regardless if you need the bathroom or not. It is a must to go to the bathroom before a race.
What happens though on days where you're not just feeling so bright? Like it must be a day where you just don't want to train today.
Well, I mean, again, swimming's a very lonely sport, so it happens a lot. It's very often. It happens all the time. And I think I've gotten to the stage where I've accepted that I've come too far to quit.
Right.
Because
that's it.
I mean, I've come
You've
so
invested
far.
too much.
I've put so much of money into it, so much of effort, so much of time that I could have used to do anything else. So what's the point of giving up now? So that's sort of the talk I give myself when I feel down like that.
How's your family supported you on this journey?
Well, obviously, my family has been the biggest support, like ever. They're the only ones that help me when I'm down. They're the only ones that get me new swim gear. They're the only ones that give me the pep talks when I need them, and obviously, they're the only ones that travel with me. And I feel that they've done so much for me. So I need to replicate that effort and put it out and show them what all their hard work is doing for me.
Just a little bit earlier, you said you've put too much of money into it. I'm sure you meant your parents' money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So I know your dad, I know your mom. They 1,000% behind you and your young little brother Raik as well. And I think they're very, very proud of you. And there's high expectations. But I think, you must just try your best always and a little bit more. And I'm sure the world is your oyster today. Gone are the days when I was a footballer, I couldn't play in the World Cup, although I wanted to play in the World Cup. And I think back then I would have played for my country without a doubt. But there was no chance because of apartheid. There was no national teams. But you have that opportunity now. So you've got to take it. It's available to you. It's not going to come your way. You've got to head towards it, as you got to do. And I'm sure there's going to be good things. Are there any swimmers in your family that inspire you or inspired you?
Well, recently, I found out that there was a Western Province swimmer in my family.
I didn't hear about that.
I'm not too sure about that one, but
Not your grandfather?
no, I've never actually. I've just been told recently.
Okay.
I mean, but
And
I
Western
think
Province were top swimmers.
they still are.
They still are.
They still are.
Exactly.
But I think if I had to think about a swimmer, my dad's not really a swimmer, but he still counts because
Of course, that's phenomenal, man. I've seen him in his gear ready to take on the Midmar, and that's just something else
that's
for somebody to do that. Of course, it's a great inspiration. And I think your mom as a supporter behind you, she's like the management, isn't it?
She's my biggest supporter.
Exactly.
She's the loudest on the stands. She's always the flashiest. And well, she happens to be the club manager, as a matter of fact. So she is literally my manager.
Of course, I'm sure they're inspiring as well. So let's say there's some young swimmers out there today listening to this guy, Rida Parak, or maybe from Westville, they also know you, the swimmer, that guy. And what advice can you give to them, of them becoming a swimmer as well?
Well, I think...
Or competitive swimmer.
Well, I think the advice that I'd give them is keep dreaming and keep pushing and striving for your dreams, because there's going to be times where you don't want to keep pushing and you feel that it's useless, but hard work always pays off. And I think with hard work, you can achieve anything you really want to. So that's really what I just want to tell.
Great. That's excellent advice. And as you know, as a swimmer, it's always hard work, isn't it? Definitely. You never really get into the pool and cruise around. It's always an effort, Definitely. Always something. So that is really good words of advice there for any youngster out there. So here's the thing. It says, hey, Rida, just want you to shout out a huge congratulations to Rida on your swimming achievements. We are all proud of you. Keep making waves and reaching new heights. You are a champion. And that comes from Fatima Ali. So that's your aunt, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Indeed. Everybody's proud of you. Everybody's proud of you there. So indeed, that's a lovely message. There's another message that's just flown in now. It's got no name. And it says, so proud of you, Boyki. Maybe you know who that is. You're an inspiration with your determination and drive, Rida.
That is my cousin.
There you go. There you go. So that's a wonderful message. Thank you all for listening in as well. So tell us now, over the next few years, what are your goals and ambitions?
Well, I think...
Let's stop there. In the pool.
I'm going
to ask you about outside of the pool as well.
Yeah, okay. In the pool, I think definitely one of my biggest goals is to make the actual men's junior team.
The national
junior team. Not just a team that's going somewhere. I'm saying like the ones that go to like Junior World Cup or
the World Championships.
Junior Commonwealth. Yes. And then obviously the bigger ones are Olympics, Commonwealth,
Yes.
but that'll come in its own time.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I think my biggest goal and dream at the moment is trying to qualify for Youth Olympics and Youth Commonwealth.
Excellent. That's just wonderful. Absolutely brilliant to have that opportunity, and you have it. It's up to you now.
Yes.
So everybody believes in you, and of course you got to in. Outside of the pool, what are you planning to do?
Well, obviously, I'm a student athlete, so a lot of my time is placed on my academics. So I think my biggest goal and dream at the moment right now is just to get to university, whether that is overseas in the US or the UK or even within the country. I think that's one of my biggest goals. And I think I plan to become or take the software engineering study route. So that's also another dream of mine to start and go
Yeah.
into that software route.
Absolutely. I had a friend of mine that actually went to swim in a scholarship in the United States as well, and didn't really achieve. I think the competition was so high, but the fact was that he was in that
league,
that plan, and to live in the US of A, and to swim, 5 hours a day, California, absolutely brilliant. So I think that'll be really good. And software engineering, spot on as well, indeed. Any competition that you're dreaming of swimming in?
Well, obviously the big one, the Olympics, something like massive stage with the whole country behind your back is definitely probably the biggest dream at the moment.
Any country you would like to swim in particular?
In particular, I think the US is definitely one of them, and one of the European countries like Italy or France. They have such amazing and beautiful pools. Like, it's so cinematic. It's amazing.
That's excellent. Now, how do you use your platform as a young athlete to inspire others? I'm sure in your school, there's youngsters that look up to you as well.
Well, definitely within high school, there is that sense of a hierarchy going from grade 8 to matric. And well, I'm a grade 10, so I fall under the senior phase. So a lot of the grade 8s and primary school boys that swim at my club and are coming to the school, they often see my achievements and what I do. And I think they really just strive to be like me because they want to be involved in the school. They want to achieve, what I've achieved, because it's not really easy to get or do well in the competitive swimming world, because you get people that are naturally gifted and extremely fast. And I think when seeing me putting in hard work, it just really encourages the grade 8s and primary school kids to try
and do their best
harder
as well. That's excellent. What do you like to tell your parents? Anything in particular would you like to thank them for your journey so far?
Well, I definitely would like to thank them about being with me, being with me throughout all of this. That's probably the one thing I would love to just give them a big hug for. And I think the second thing is keeping up with my nonsense. I think they're the only people who are able to keep up with my madness, and I appreciate it a lot.
I'm sure there's a message coming in here from your granny. And she says, Assalams, well done, my dear grandson. You make us proud. You always have my du'as. You know I'm your biggest cheerleader and your physiotherapist at home as well. Love you lots. And that's from your grandmom, indeed. My grandmom was exactly like that as well. She was my biggest cheerleader. And that's a special message coming in there. What about any upcoming events?
There's a very, very big gala happening in Ireland in December,
right?
Which I will be departing for on the 9th of December.
December, Ireland. It's freezing.
It's going to be very cold.
You're probably going to dive in and hit the ice.
Definitely. Definitely. But I'm really excited for that big gala. I mean, it's underneath the lights, in the European region. I'm going to be meeting a lot of new people, and I think, going that far away from my home country is quite. Of
course. Rita, you know what? We're very proud of you as well. I'm very proud of you. And I think you've got a bright future ahead of you. I can see one day I'm going to proudly say, hey, I know this guy that won the medal, man, Standing up there, I'm going to be proud as well. Probably have tears in my eyes as well. One day when I can see you on that podium, and I'm almost sure you'll be there. I think you got the right backing, you got the right frame of mind, and I keep in my du'as as well. And I would love to see you do well, and I would love to talk to you again as we maybe when you come back from this Irish trip, if it all goes through, come back and tell us how it goes, how it went and what a challenge it was as well. So I'm sure that's something that you will be keen to come and share with us as well.
Definitely.
But all the very best for the future. May Allah bless you. May Allah guide you. And indeed, remember, they say Allah can take you there, but you have to row.
Gee, Jazakallah for that.
You have to row. So you're going to have to put your head down like you do and go. All the best to you, young man, okay?
Jazakallah.
Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Well, there you go. That was Rida Parak, and he was telling us about swimming, a phenomenal young man. So watch out for that youngster, because I'm sure we're going to hear lots of things from him. It is now 52 minutes up to 4 o'clock. We've got a few minutes left, and we'll chat to you about the rest of the sports.
والقلب عليها يبكي نرجو جنانك مسكنه وفي الدنيا نصرا يحيي لا تنسوهم في صلاتكم.
Well, last night in the South African Premiership, Flavio Silva scored a 88th minute winner as Kaizer Chiefs Soros Durban City 1-0 and moved to third on the table. Well, Siviwe Magidigidi scored the only goal of the game as Sibalele edged Sekakune United 1-0 at the Dr. Molamera Stadium. In golf, Heijin Choi holds a 4-shot lead over Yan Lui, heading into the final round of the Maybank Golf Challenge after carding a 5 under 67. There's another message that comes through, Rita, before you go, and that's from your cousins, Johar and Jenna Ali. They say they're super proud of you for all your swimming accomplishments, and they love you lots. There you go. That comes from Johar and Jenna Ali as well. Thank you very much for that one. Hey, the NBA is in full swing at the moment. The Indiana Pacers went down 128-108 to the Atlanta Hawks for their 5th consecutive defeat in the basketball leagues. The Boston Celtics, they handed the Philadelphia 76ers their first loss of the season with a 109-108 win at home as well. The Chicago Bulls, they beat the New York Knicks 135-125 for the 5th consecutive victory since the start of the NBA season.
Allahu Akbar hutafuna والنور يسطع في الظلم.
Well, it's halftime in the Spanish La Liga game between Real Vallecano and Villarreal. 1-0. Villarreal leads that one. It's, as I said, halftime. 23 minutes. Mamelodi Sundowns are leading Orlando Pirates by a goal to 0. Magesi and Orbit College 0-0. So keen to watch some of the English football games that are coming up a bit later. Some great games. Crystal Palace, Brentford, Fulham, Wolves, Forest, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, Liverpool, Aston Villa. That's the pick of the bunch today.
When whispers turn to
South Africa, Japan. That's a big rugby game this evening. So that's going to be about 5 o'clock. It's going to be a good one there as well. Don't forget also tomorrow. That's right. 8 to 9 o'clock, the Sunday morning breakfast edition. You can share and open the Sunday morning with me. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be talking about the World Cup between India and the South African ladies. So that's the big one tomorrow, all behind South African women.
oh, I hear been hello, but here comes
As we head to 3 minutes up to 4 o'clock, let's get all the latest football news from around the world. Well, Inter Milan, they want to sign England centre-back Mark Guehi when his Crystal Palace contract expires next summer. But they face competition from Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Liverpool. Man, big guns there, isn't it? Everton are monitoring Senegal striker Nicholas Jackson as Bayern Munich are increasingly unlikely to trigger a £70 million move for the on-loan Chelsea striker. Well, Manchester United are keen on Chelsea's Brazilian midfielder Andre Santos, 21 years old now, as they bid to strengthen their midfield come January. Manager Ruben Amorim expects some of his Manchester United squad to ask to leave in January in search of more game time with other clubs. Well, Manchester United have had internal discussions over signing Lille's French midfielder Ayoub Bouadi.
The world is loud, your peace is clear, so I whisper softly, I'll stay. I've learned to trust the silence between the noise.
Bournemouth and Ghanaian winger Antoine Semenyo says he is not oblivious to speculation around his future, but glad that he remains with the Cherries this coming summer. And finally, Real Madrid have joined Manchester United and Chelsea in tracking Red Bull Salzburg's Bosnia-Herzegovina winger Karim Aljabegovic, who's 18 years old. Rita, the messages are still flying in. It says, Salams buddy, walaikum salam. It says, was so amazing that you interviewed my darling Riyaz, Rida maybe. We in Cape Town, and we're so proud of his achievements. May Allah, subhanAllah, always be his guidance and keep him safe, inshallah. Ameen. Shukran to you, his aunt in Cape Town. So listen, he's listening all over the country, isn't it? Good stuff there. Well, thank you very much for sharing this time and space with me. Thank you, Rita and family, for being out here as well. It's always my pleasure to be in your company on a Saturday afternoon. Please do join me, inshallah. Tomorrow, we'll bring you all the latest as well. Also, there's quite a few messages coming in as well on the WhatsApp page as well. But, yep, as always, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you and your families the very, very, very best of Allah's glorious gifts of good health and happiness always. And indeed, may Allah always make it easy for you and your family.